Hello everybody and welcome to a very important update here on Bama Overlanding. We have made some huge purchases thanks to Black Friday, the Christmas season, some gifts that have come in. Two of them right here in front of you. Very important for any overlanding expedition. A 12-volt fridge, something to run it off of. So we have here, and I'm going to butcher this weird Chinese company name, Aaobosi, Aaobosi. Aaobosi, this is a 40-liter, 42-quart, 12-volt refrigerator. This particular one is a dual-zone model. So it has a smaller freezer, larger refrigerator. I guess you could, in theory, do either one. You know, you could make the bigger one the freezer if that's what you're looking for. But for my particular needs, I'm going to be going with the smaller one as the freezer, larger one as a refrigerator. So we're going to be doing our initial testing on it today. So test one is just going to be how long can the Jackery, in and of itself, power the refrigerator with food in it. When we are out on the trail, we're going to have solar input. So that's, of course, going to be increasing the amount of electricity available to us throughout the day as the sun charges it. But we're not going to be using any solar during this test. I want to see, let's say it's raining the entire time. My panels are producing 0 watts. There's nothing. How long can I go? Now, I wouldn't be stranded in that situation with the refrigerator. If I was to run completely out of electricity, I do have the 12-volt adapter to plug it directly into the Tacoma, so I can charge off the truck. Now, on some different reviews, I see people talking about this this Jackery. This is the brand new model. This is the Jackery 1000 V2, 1,000 watt hours, give or take a couple. You know, this particular one, a lot of people online say it doesn't come with a car charger because it's useless to try to charge it off of a 12-volt socket from a car. You need a DC to DC converter running directly off your alternator, and it's just not true. I did buy a 12-volt accessory cable to charge it. DC 8020, there's 2 ports on the side here. So the 12-volt car socket on one side, it's a DC 8020 plug on the other. Plug that directly into the truck, and it gives me about 100 to 110 watts of input charging. So that's not insignificant by any means. That'll charge the Jackery full up in a couple of hours. So I don't think that's useless. I do have high hopes, though, that the Jackery with solar is going to be able to do everything that I need, and I won't even need that cable. It's just kind of a backup. But yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna go out on a week-long trip, I need to know how long the Jackery can handle running the fridge. This particular model fridge can take a battery of its own. It doesn't come with one. It comes with this little tray thing in the battery hole. So I could install a battery into here. I may or may not. There is a barrel connector plug on the fridge that will take a solar input as well. So if I do get a battery for it, I could run some small panels and do an independent system just for the fridge, and I may try that just for fun, you know, mainly to see what it can handle. But the batteries are like $130, and that's just not cost effective in a watt hour standpoint. So if I do it, it'll just be to play around, and I don't know, probably I'll end up doing it. So eventually they'll end up being some content on that. But let's go ahead and get going with everything today. I'm gonna go ahead and fill the fridge with a lot of stuff that I would normally have when I'm out there. So I've got all this stuff I just grabbed out of my normal refrigerator. So currently right now I've got 6 cans of soda, some butter, some cheese, some salad dressing, got some sugar-free chicken sauce here. This stuff's fantastic if you've never had it. I'll throw in some mayonnaise, throw in some mustard. Protein shakes, I take these everywhere I go. So, decent chunk of food there. I have pre-chilled the refrigerator. It was running for about the last probably 8, 12 hours, something like that. Plug directly into 110 out of the wall, so it is pre-chilled. It's not currently on, because I want the battery at 100% on the Jackery before we start anything, but it is pre-chilled. So we'll go ahead right now, put this into our refrigerator compartment, which I can definitely tell you feels cold. Now in our freezer, I got some hamburger patties, I got some raw shrimp, and I got some sausage patties. So all these should be able to show us real easy and quickly if this stuff stays frozen or not. So into the freezer it goes. Oop. The burgers sit up a little high. Let's do some rearranging, and that'll be perfect. There we go. All right, so let's get this test starting. Go ahead and plug in our refrigerator. Oh, it'll help if you turn on DC power. So on the Jackery, we've got our initial power on. We can see 0 input, 100% charge, 0 output. Let's turn on our DC power. And as you see, when we do that, the fridge kicks on. So its initial startup, we're running, it says it's 39 degrees in our main freezer chamber, or our main refrigerator chamber. And it's currently set at 35. So that'll cool down a little bit there. This side is set over to 18. 15 is what it's been set at, and that's just because about 20 minutes before I started doing the video, unplugged the cooler, pulled it around over here. But as we can see now, the compressor is running. You probably can't hear it on the camera. It's quiet. Not enough to, I guess, notice probably. Well, not probably. I can guarantee you it's not going to be something, at least for me with my terrible veteran hearing, I wouldn't be able to hear this driving down the road in the truck. Road noise is more than this. However, I will say if you were out at a campsite and you were to have this thing in your tent, next to your tent, it's a nice quiet thing, you may hear it. It's not loud or annoying or anything, but it's just a normal refrigerator hum. So, nothing too crazy there. When we initially turned this on, the output went up to about 35, 38 watts. Right now, it's fluctuating a little bit between 22 and maybe 27, 28. That's what I was seeing most of the time when I pulled it out of the box yesterday, unboxed it, did the initial turn on, let it cool itself down. It seemed to run about a third of the time. So I'm hoping that the Jackery can handle this thing for a minimum of 3 days with no solar. So we're going to see that now. So she is running. We have turned it on. It's Saturday, or Sunday, I'm sorry, January the 5th. It's 12:21 p.m. So I'm hoping to get at least 3 days out of this. We shall see. To put things into perspective cost-wise, $239 is what I paid for their fridge. That was, I believe, a $40 coupon at the time on Amazon. I have noticed every day that I've looked at the damn thing, the price has changed. So much so that I don't know that if they just, like, jack them up when stock gets low or something. This particular fridge, like I said, in the mid 200s, $239 when I bought it. But if I go to the Amazon listing right now and I click on it and I go to the page, it shows $484, which makes no sense. This is the 40-liter model. The 30-liter online right now is on Amazon is $219.99, and the 50-liter is $279.99. So that $239 falls right in the middle there. Makes sense. I don't know what's up with this price. I can't imagine it'll stay that way. But we shall see. She's running right now. 23 watts, 25 watts. According to the Jackery, if this compressor was to run continuously, it'll give us 37.9 hours. So I don't think it'll be a problem if it's running only about a third of the time for us to get to that 72-hour mark. Um, Especially considering now all the items that I took came out of the refrigerator or freezer, so none of these were warm to begin with. Um, and then, especially the cold frozen items should do a pretty good job in and of themselves keeping the freezer area cold, maintaining cold in a essentially cooler ice chest with the aid of a compressor. I don't think it can use that much power, but we will see. Um, I'll probably have a little bit more of the volume filled up when I go out on an actual trip. I grab random stuff out of the refrigerator, I'll probably be taking a good amount of lunch meat and stuff like that, when I actually go out camping. But my wife would probably kill me if I was to go into the refrigerator, rate it for all that lunch meat, and stick it in here for 3 days where no one can eat it. So, keeping that in mind, as that there's going to be 0 variables that I'm adding into this test. This is test 1. There'll be more tests. But, that being said, this SOB is closed now until the test is over. The Jackery is at 0 or close to. Or the only thing that I can think that may end up happening is I might kill the test a little bit early. If it ends up that it's going to run out of power while I'm asleep and I wouldn't have the opportunity to transfer stuff back, I don't want food to spoil. I don't think it would, but I don't want to run that risk. So I may end up shutting it off, but we should still have plenty enough data by that point to get a real world type scenario. So it is winter right now, and while this is Alabama, it does get cold. So I'm going to make sure that it's going to stay here in my man cave, climate controlled room. I'm not going to put it in the garage or in the truck or anything like that, because while my garage is climate controlled to an extent, it's significantly colder out there at nighttime, especially. It probably gets into the low 50s or whatever in our garage overnight, and I don't want that temperature to help swing the data on here. I'd like to keep it more consistent, so I think that'll help keep our variables low. But there'll be more videos. I absolutely appreciate if you're watching, and I hope if you are that you do subscribe, like, comment down below. I'll let you know how things turn out.